Hey everyone, what is up? What is up? This is Julie here, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please smash that subscribe button, kick the like button on this video and on all of my other videos. And if you have not yet rang that notification bell, you might want to go ahead and do so you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. Hey guys, I'm going to really stress on this video that you do kick that like button, okay? If you are liking what I'm doing, the information that I'm giving to you in this video, okay? It will actually let me know whether or not, this type of video is helpful to you. And therefore, I will continue to make videos as such, okay? So in this video, I'm going to share with you a strategy that I use for my students to help them gain a better understanding of, what could cause them to fail certain skills, okay? And I'm going to go through all 22 skills. There's actually 23 skills in the Pearson VUE handbook, but a lot of states do not get tested on the electronic blood pressure skill. So I'm not going to talk about electronic blood pressure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down these videos to include one or two skills, right? Because me just sitting here or standing here talking to you, it could get a little boring. I understand, right? But it's going to be really, really, really critical information, especially if, you do not have a good understanding of these skills, okay? So don't forget, kick that like button if you not only enjoy this type of video, but if this type of video, you feel will help you in the long run, okay? So this is for Pearson VUE testers, okay? And the majority of my videos are for Pearson VUE. All Pearson VUE states have the same skills, okay? Have the same 23 skills listed in their nurse aide candidate handbook. However, there may be some states that do not test on certain skills, okay? But they are all listed in here. And if I'm gonna show you an example with, electronic blood pressure in the state of Texas, we do not get tested on the skill, measures and records electronic blood pressure. However, we do get tested on manual blood pressure. So if there's a if there's a skill in your candidate handbook that your state does not test on, it will be highlighted skill not tested, okay? And this is electronic blood pressure here. This is for the state of Texas, okay? So if all the skills are going to be listed, but if your state does not test on a specific skill, it will have these highlighted, they're highlighted in gray, okay? Skill not tested, all right? And so you don't have to worry about those skills during testing. However, your trainer is still going to instruct you on how to perform this skill, right? Because it's a nursing task that you will be performing in real life, okay? So let me tell you about these series of videos that I want to start doing for you all. Basically, I want to dissect each and every skill for you, focusing on the critical element steps of each skill, right? Because I feel that is really, really important. Why? Because if you incorrectly perform an action in that step, or you omit an action, it's an automatic fail for you, okay? Automatic fail. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking to you about hand hygiene, okay? And remember, if the more likes I receive will let me know if I need to continue making, videos like this for every other skill, okay? So hand hygiene. Hand hygiene has two critical element steps, steps number 5 and step number 7. Okay. I have broken down the variables in each of these steps for you. Okay. Right now I have broken down step number 5. Okay. Step number 5, the critical element steps, has 3 variables, 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 variables that could potentially cause you to receive an automatic fail if you incorrectly perform one of these variables, or if you omit one of these variables. Okay. So the first variable in the critical element step, step number 5, is probably the most I don't know, is, the step that, is more recognizable to you, right? The lathering of your hands for at least 20 seconds. Now, this is what I have told my students, and I ask my students, I want you all to be honest with yourself also when I ask you this question. Are you nervous? Are you nervous when you have to perform skills in your training setting in front of your instructor? And if you answer yes, I want you to multiply that nervousness, how you're feeling, right? On a scale from 1 to 10, I want you to multiply it by 2. Okay, so let's say, you say, I'd say I'm probably a 2, when it comes to being nervous when performing skills in front of my instructor, right? So 2, I want you to multiply that number by 2. That's going to give you 4, right? Your level of nervousness is going to be at a level 4 during testing. Okay. Because you're going to be even more nervous during testing because you're walking into the unknown. You don't know how, the evaluator or examiner, how their personality is going to be. You're not quite sure about how they're going to be observing you, right? So you want to multiply your level of nervousness that you have in your training environment when you are performing skills in front of your instructor. You want to multiply that number by 2, right? So if you say, my level of nervousness in training is a 1, then multiply it by 2. You're going to be twice as nervous at testing. Okay. And when we're nervous, we tend to do things more quickly, more rapidly than we would if we weren't nervous, right? So when you are counting those 20 seconds, if you are using a cardinal count, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so on, up to 20, or if you're singing the ABC song twice or the happy birthday song twice, keep in mind, you're going to be singing it or counting those numbers much quicker, okay, because you are nervous, right? So you count to 20, okay, and you're thinking, okay, I got my 20 seconds, let me clean my nails, right? And in actuality, that NAE has clocked you at 15, 16, 17 seconds. What's going to happen? It's an automatic fail because you did not get the 20 seconds, right? So I'm going to give you a strategic tip that you can use, okay? And I tell this to all of my students, to use the storm count, the 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, or you can even say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That's my home state, by the way, right? Okay. And you do the storm count up to 30. Okay, do the storm count up to 30. That will give you more than your 20 seconds. You are going to be safe, okay? And if you really break it down even more, doing the storm count, you're actually counting double, right? You're actually counting double because there's 2 cardinal counts to that 1 storm count, okay? 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You see what I'm saying? I've only counted to 3 using the storm count, but in actuality, I've already got 6 counts. So you're actually doubling what you would actually be doing or lathering your hands for if you were just to use the cardinal count, okay? And if you have to count out loud, go ahead and count out loud. Okay, I will do any and everything within the legal realms of testing that I need to do to ensure that I pass a skill. Okay, so to ensure you get your 20 seconds and counting, use the storm count and count from 1 to 30 using the storm count. Okay, all right. So that's the first variable in critical element step number 5. The second variable is keeping your hands below the level of your elbows and fingertips down. Now, I see a lot of times students that unconsciously bring their hands up. Okay, fingertips pointing up. So they're lathering, you know, they're keeping their fingertips down, they're keeping their hands lower than their elbows, and then all of a sudden this happens and then they go back down. What has that caused you? It has caused you the passing of this skill, right? Because in step number 5, it specifically states for you to keep your hands lower than the level of your elbows with fingertips down, okay? And if you do not self-correct this, okay, when you brought your hands above your elbows and fingertips up, is an automatic fail, okay? So you have to be conscious of how you are positioning your hands and your fingertips, not only with lathering, but also with that second critical element step, step number 7, when you are rinsing your hands, okay? So that's the second variable. The third variable is lathering all surfaces of wrist, hands, and fingertips. Now I'm going to hold my hands up in this video just so you all can see and have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. A lot of times I will see this, you know, you're lathering your hands, you're lathering your fingertips, and what do you forget? You forget the wrist, right? Our thumbs and our wrists are the most forgotten areas of our hands. They are, right? So you forget the wrist, okay? Now, what I tell my students is you can feel your wrist bone, okay? Here's my wrist bone right here. I can feel it, right? You want to go just above that wrist bone when you're lathering, okay? So instead of doing like this, now you're going to come down here and you can actually feel that wrist bone, okay? Feel that wrist bone, all right? Don't go any further. Why do more than what is required of you to do? And I'm going to tell you that in just a few minutes when we go over critical step number 7, okay? So 3 variables that could cause you to receive an automatic fail in the skill hand hygiene, okay, for step number 5. Lathering for 20 seconds. Remember, use that storm count, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, all the way to 31,000, okay? Because even if you count fast, remember, you're actually counting double, okay, when you're using that storm count. So even if you count fast, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, right? You're still going to get those 20 seconds because you're actually counting to 60, all right? Then keeping your hands below the level of elbows and with fingertips down, okay? Remember, I wish I could do like this, but I can't. Let me see if I can lower this down some, or let me stand back, right? So fingertips down, lower your hand lower than the level of your elbow and with fingertips down, okay? You're going to lather, okay? And then that third variable, go up to, you know, just above your wrist bone, okay? To ensure that, because it says all surfaces of wrist, hands, and fingers, okay? So all surfaces, okay? Fingertips down, hands below level of elbow, and clean all surfaces of wrist, hands, and fingers, okay? All right? And then I just want to clarify something. The cleaning of your fingernails is not included in the 20 seconds. Okay. It is not included in the 20 seconds. So if you count, okay, if you count and then you clean your fingernails, okay, that's totally different. What's going to happen is the NAE is going to stop your time once you start cleaning your fingernails. And then if you start lathering again, they'll restart your time. Okay. So the cleaning of your fingernails is not included in these at least 20 seconds. It's totally separate. So I highly encourage my students to do, okay, those 20 seconds. And, you know, you're going to be counting from 1 to 30 using the storm count. Do that first, okay? And then clean your nails and then proceed to rinse your hands, okay? Because if you do it, if you try to include it, right, while you're lathering, and then you go back to lather, you may lose your count or you may even start counting faster, okay? So the cleaning of the fingernails is not included in these 20 seconds, totally separate, all right? So I'm gonna move this over here and let me lift this back up, okay? Maybe a little crooked and I apologize. So that's step number 5, okay? And I'm gonna write step number 5 over here. Okay. The second critical element step in hand hygiene is step number 7. Okay. Step number 7. And there are 2 variables that could cause you to receive an automatic fail. Okay. The first variable is the same as the variable number 2 when lathering your hands, right? So you want to keep hands below, oops, sorry, I messed up there. You want to keep your hands below the level of elbows with fingertips down, okay, all right? And the most obvious variable is the rinsing all soap from wrist, hands, fingers. And even though it doesn't say in the book, I also like to put down your lower arm, okay, your forearm, all right? And the reason being is because when you are lathering, okay, you're lathering, remember, up to your wrist. What am I doing? I'm actually pushing the soap up, right? I'm pushing it up when I'm lathering above my wrist bone, right? All the way to my forearm, right? So I always tell my students, you know, I know the handbook just says wrist, hands, and fingers, but you also want to rinse that soap off of your lower arm, okay? So let's, you know, I've already talked about the variable number 1 and, you know, in step number 5, right? So keeping your hands again lower than the level of your elbows with fingertips down, the same way that you want to do when you are lathering your hands. Now, when it comes to rinsing all surfaces of your wrist, hands, fingers, and forearm, or your lower part of your arm, right? You know, you want to rinse all the soap off. You want to double check before you reach over to get your towels, okay? You want to double check. And the reason I tell you this is because of what I just said. You know, I'm lathering and I'm lathering up to my elbows. I'm actually pushing that soap up my upper or my lower arm, okay, my forearm. So when you are rinsing, okay, you want to double check. Again, keeping your hands lower than your level of the elbows with your fingertips down, and just twist at your elbows in your wrist. And look, even if you got to twist your head, right? Twist your neck to double check, do that, right? Because remember, this is your time to shine. This is your time to receive your certification. So whatever you can do, whatever strategies you can use to ensure that you pass a skill, as long as it's within the legal realms of testing, that's what you want to do, okay? And if I have to look like the exorcist, right, with me bending my neck all over the place, guess what? That's what I'm gonna do, right? That's what I'm gonna do because I want to receive my license and or certification, okay? So you should do the same thing, all right? So step number 7, now I'm gonna bring this over here so y'all can see it a little better. Step number 5, okay? The skill hand hygiene, all right? These, I've broken down the variables or actions that need to be performed correctly and not omitted in order for you to pass this skill, okay? And step number 7 in the skill hand hygiene, those are the 2 critical element steps in this skill. All right. I'm sorry if I'm going a little crooked, and I'm sorry if I'm making some of y'all dizzy. All right. So if you are a student, especially if you are an instructor, you can actually use these videos to help your students get a better understanding of these skill steps and how they're broken down, right? Especially if they have more than one variable or action that needs to be performed within that one step. Okay. And even, even your non-critical steps, your non-bolded steps, some of those have more than one variable. Okay. So you got to watch out. Those are what I like to call your multitask steps, because you have to perform more than one action in order to receive a yes or to receive credit for that specific step. Okay. So guys, I'm going to get ready to go. Again, if you enjoyed this video and if you feel or believe that this has given you a better understanding of how you could pass or how you could possibly fail a certain skill, and you may not think, but a lot of people fail hand hygiene, and nobody should ever fail hand hygiene. Okay. No one should ever fail hand hygiene. But they do. Okay. They do. And this is why right here. Okay. Because they don't have a good understanding of the breakdown of these steps. All right. So if you're an instructor, hey, give me your opinion, comment, and let me know if you like these videos. And these are videos that you would love, not like, but love to share with your students to help them gain a better understanding of certain skill steps within certain skills. Okay. And if you are a student or a candidate, let me know if this video is helpful to you. Okay. Okay. So either kick that like button. Okay. It only takes you a split second to do it. Kick the like button, okay? Or, better yet, leave a comment in the comment section down below and kick the like button, all right? Okay, guys, I'm gonna get ready to go. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Yes, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful to you. And like I said, the more likes I get on this video, the more comments I get will determine whether or not I move on to, knee-high stocking, ambulation, bedpan, to break down those critical element steps and those skills, except for bedpan. Bedpan doesn't have a critical element step anymore, but those skills that do have critical element steps, or even if they don't, I can still break down those multitask steps for you so you can have a better understanding. Okay. I love you guys. Stay safe. Hey, keep following up with me, updating me, and letting me know, man, let me tell you, I'm getting so many people to tell me that they are passing for the first time. Yes, they're receiving a first time pass on their state certification or licensure as a nurse aide. And y'all, that just enlightens my heart. It really does, especially knowing that my videos are instrumental in your passing. So keep up the good work. I'm so proud of y'all. Yes, I'm so proud of y'all. Love y'all. Ciao.